What's going on, everyone? So I got a video for you today, focusing today on my biceps, working on my weak parts. 2018 is where I'm going to compete. My goal right now is stay injury free. Learned a lot from the years, how to do that, how to stay injury free. So I'm going to be sharing a lot of helpful tips. If you guys want to stay for the video, watch the whole thing. Very helpful tips that I learned throughout my years of training. I'll put a video of how my physique used to look like before and how things have changed so far. Now, let's talk about my biceps. It's going to be a main focus. I have very good genetics for triceps, especially the fact that I've been benching wrong for a couple years. They grew a lot. They grew a lot, so they're very developed, and it's going to help me out big time in classic physique, because big triceps, when you do a pose, they stand out. They make your arm look huge. But now my weakness, one of my weaknesses, I have a lot of weaknesses. Everybody has, theirs, depending on genetics and the knowledge they have when they train. So my biceps, when I flex them, they don't peak as much as most competitors, right? Not very peaky. They're decent, but I'm gonna need a lot bigger biceps. I know that, and here's some techniques that I will be using till my show in 2018. So when the time comes and you see improvements, I could always send you guys back here and tell you guys what I did. I'm gonna be focusing on that, and just keep it, just keep it honest and keep it straight. Not bullshit you guys, and show you exactly what I'm doing. That way you guys could apply it to your own routine. Because like seeing somebody change, and they're doing it natural. No disrespect to people that are taking steroids. And doing it naturally, you're able to relate a lot more with your physique than someone who's, you don't know what the hell they're taking, and they're weighing 200 pounds at 5'8", shredded. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to relate. Like, I can't relate to a lot of competitors that are my height, 5'8", 200 pounds on stage. It's like, how the hell you get that big? That's not natural. Like I said, no disrespect. So I like to relate to guys that are kind of like, natural. They use exercises that work for them. Either way, guys, like, I still look up to the guys who are taking juice. I know a lot of guys take it kind of like, oh, fuck you, man. Were you calling us out like that? It's not like that, guys. It's just like, I want to know what's naturally possible, so that's what I want to share. But anyways, let's get to my biceps. Exercises that I was doing is, something we don't do is we cheat a lot, right? So when we're doing bicep curls, we have the tendency, of course, to use a lot of back. So using a wall, I did that in today's workout, and went pretty. I started light, warmed up with some 40s, 10 reps, 50, 10 reps, 60s, and then once I got to my 80s, which is pretty heavy for me, especially when I'm not cheating, I focused on having Angel just lift it up for me once I got tired, and focus on the negative. Even the negatives alone is pretty hard when your biceps are exhausted. So I did that. So with the 80s, I did that for 2 sets, and then I jumped into 30-pound dumbbells. So basically you just hold one arm underneath the other one, and then you just curl, really focusing just on squeezing that bicep. And another thing is, when you're doing any kind of dumbbell or barbell work, you always want to do full range of motion. So when your triceps flex, that's a full range of motion up to your shoulder. If you're not doing it all the way, you would not get a complete developed bicep. So your biceps will lack, and the size and peak and everything will not be optimal. Another exercise I jumped right into after doing that was concentrated curls. I love concentrated curls. A lot of people don't feel it. If you're one of those people, just skip them and try something else. The reason why I love them a lot is just the fact that I feel the muscle. I feel it, and I do the same thing. So when I get tired, I can't lift it up no more. I use my left hand or my right hand, whichever side I'm doing, and I help myself lift it up, and then just control the negative all the way down to my tricep flexes. And once I finished those, I moved into some cables, just some lightweight, just pumping it up. And I did a lot on this one, just put a lot of volume. I love this exercise. Just the fact that I feel both heads working, and especially depending on the angle that I put myself in, and you're able to, of course, get that stretch. And that was it for the biceps. Slowly, focusing more on heavy movements at first, and then as time goes on, I will be adding like different exercises just to hit it from different angles. Because doing that, like doing different angles, is of course was gonna help you, build that peak. And something that's very important a lot of people don't do is they don't practice the pose. So like if you're home and if you're at the gym, you come home, you don't practice your posing, and then it's showtime and you try to do a double bicep pose and you can't hold it. You can't hold it, your biceps are cramping up, or let's say you can't hold your lats up and you just like, it's like, oh shit, this shit is hurting because I never practiced. It's not going to work out for you. So you definitely have to practice every single day. Hold the pose, you know what I'm saying, hold it and contract, and it also gives you better mind muscle connection with the muscle that you're training. But anyways guys, that's the video for today. We'll be bringing more videos like this as my transformation goes on to 2018, and just focusing on bringing a really good package and showing you what I'm doing along the way. Anyways guys, like the channel, comment, and of course, hold on to the channel, man.